Hey, it's Stuart Sutton. I hope you're having a great day. This Tuesday morning marketing tip you should start using right away. As a matter of fact, you can check into some of the communication you have in place and verify what I'm going to tell you today. Following these guidelines should improve the response that you get. This is your Tuesday morning marketing tip. I'm Stuart Sutton. Let me jump right in. So we're going to talk today about the rule of timing. No matter what you do, there are better times to do it than other times. You probably didn't propose to your wife in a haunted house or get proposed to. There's obviously a better time. We're going to talk about some of those right now. So the rule of timing says that the optimal prospect is an advantage, and finding the optimal time to contact that prospect is also an advantage. So let's look at some of the details surrounding that. When's the best time to send an email? Well, you might not glean it from this graphic, but if you look at it closely, it shows 11 and 1. So the best times to send emails are around 11 o'clock or around 11 o'clock. Around 11 o'clock or around 1 o'clock. Now, don't overdo this. Don't say, all right, every single email is going to be around 11 or 1. If you need to send an email at 8:30 or 9 or 10, that's okay. But if you're looking at your campaigns and when emails are going out, 11 and 1 seem to be optimal times to send out email to prospects. What about the best day to send an email? Well, according to studies, Mondays are the best days to send out emails, and Tuesdays as well. So if you're scheduling emails to go out on scheduled times in a campaign, Mondays and Tuesdays seem to be the best days. The worst day, you can probably guess it before I even go to it, is Friday. Yeah, I think a lot of people are wrapping up for the week. They're not paying as much attention to their emails. They're maybe even early for the weekend or trying to get everything off their desk or whatever the case is. So Friday is the least optimal day. You might look at your campaigns and see if things are scheduled to go out on a Friday. You might move those to a different day. The best times to make calls are between 10 and 11:30 in the morning. Now, again, this is real estate related, so if you're in another industry, it might not apply to you. But between 10 and 11:30 in the morning seem the best times to get responses. I know phone call responses aren't great overall no matter what, especially if you're numbered and recognized, but 10 to 11:30 seems to be the optimal time according to studies. Now this one seems a little interesting. The best time to send invites to meetings is around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The logic behind that is people are well into the day, they're into their groove, they've already had lunch, they're not quite to the end of the day, so they're not hurried. 2 o'clock seems to be a good time to get a response, to get a meeting on someone's calendar. And again, this is industry related. A 4 to 7 email series seems to work the best when you're following up with prospects. Now, does that mean you should stop after 7 and never follow up again? No, of course not. But those 4 to 7, if they're close together and not so close and so often that they're annoying, seem to be the best. 4 to 7 seems to be what people respond to the most. After that, you can spread it out farther and follow up additionally. But those first initial ones, 4 to 7, seem to be the best. I do have online marketers that will email me several times a day, hundreds of times in a year, and depending on how I'm responding to that marketer and that product or that service, that can be very annoying or it can be very effective. But in our industry, this seems to be the way to start with that 4 to 7 email series. Now this is an important one, and you probably have already figured this out or heard it somewhere else. But when you're having a meeting, for me, it could be a listing presentation. It could be a coaching call. It could be a meeting with several agents on the call at once. Always try to make sure everyone has their video on. If you're on a buyer presentation or a listing presentation, it's an absolute. You can see the figure. 94% higher success for your presentation if the video is on. Very important. You want to make sure that whoever you're making a presentation to or visiting with or sharing information with is paying attention to what you're saying, what you're presenting, and responding to it. And the best way to do that is to make sure that video is on. There's some corporations that will not allow their employees to have meetings unless everyone is on video. And obvious reasons, it makes total sense. I hope the rule of timing makes sense to you and that you pay attention to those, able to adjust a little bit. I put another Tuesday morning tip up here for you. I think this one's pretty fascinating myself. I hope you find that too. Look forward to seeing you on the next video.